In order to survive, the average human being needs to keep a daily calorie intake of 2,000 calories. This varies from person to person. Not to mention, we also need nutrition, for example, vitamins, minerals, fruits, vegetables, etc. However, one needs to keep a daily access to these sources of nutrition to keep from being malnourished. Particularly, Arizona is one state that has been working well to lower food insecurity rates. In 2010, food insecurity rates in Arizona were just above 19%, but over time it has decreased to 17.1%, according to ArizonaHealthMatters.org.
According to the organization of St. Mary's Food Bank, in the state of Arizona, 1 in 5 Arizonans are currently living in poverty. On average, most foods with no nutritional value may be less expensive than those that do have nutritional value. People in poverty spend the majority of their money on food, which means that they may not always make the right choices. An article of the Fiscal Times newspaper says, "So if you live in poverty, you're more error prone, and errors cost you more dearly. It's hard to find a way out." The errors explained in this quote can correlate with the nutritional choices someone in poverty would make. Now we will take a look at a geographic information system on ArcGIS showing the median household income in Arizona. The shades of blue represent a median household income above the state average, while those in brown represent a median household income below the state average. In Arizona, the state average is around $50,000. The darker the blue, the better the income, the lighter the tan, the worse the income. As we can see here, in areas of northern Arizona such as Flagstaff, we have high incomes going upward of $82,000, while areas east and west of Flagstaff have significantly lower median household incomes coming in between $39,000 and $48,000. Areas in central Arizona such as Scottsdale have incomes coming in at higher than $82,000, with areas to the west such as Avondale and Glendale having slightly lower incomes of $68,000 to $82,000. Phoenix and Tolleson, however, have lower incomes ranging from $39,000 to below $24,000. Areas in southern Arizona such as Tucson have higher incomes in comparison to their neighboring regions that can go as low as $24,000 and below.
So I'm sitting here today with Ellen Donahue, who is a high school teacher at Central High School. So Ellen, you're a freshman teacher at Central High School, which is a school in the Union High School District, correct?
Yes.
Now I understand that last year your school had 75% students on free or reduced lunch. Is that correct?
Yes, we did.
That leaves 25% who can afford to pay for their food, right?
Ideally, that would be so. But students and their parents fall into a gray area where they don't always qualify for free and reduced lunch, but they don't always have the money to buy their food either.
Well, then how do they afford their food at school? How do they get their nutrition?
Unfortunately, they don't. They have to decide between rent and buying food.
Well, why can't they just bring in their own lunches from home? Surely that would be cheaper.
Well, the district policy that states you can't bring food on campus.
Can't bring food on campus.
Why, that's terrible. Is there anything that your school or the state is doing to fix it?
Well, our district applied for a grant that has allowed our entire schools, all of our schools, to get free and reduced lunch for all of our students.
That's wonderful that they're doing that. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Hope to see you again sometime.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Malnutrition can also be determined by the amount of arable land in a certain area. Dr. Deblee, in his book Human Geography, People, Place, and Culture, shows a map about the amount of land use for agriculture and the pressure of development. Zooming in on Arizona, we can see there is not much land for the growing of crops, specifically food agriculture. Not to mention, some of that land has high pressure for development. This means there is less land for nutritional products, which means there is less access to nutritional foods.